Manga-Waido.
I'm Tetsu Sakurai. I'm 24 years old and work sales at an insurance company. However, I'm not a smooth talker, so I can't really say my sales performance is good. Even with that, I managed to work my hardest to find the best insurance plan for customers and get them to seal the deal.
I'll be in your care from today. I'm Yasui. It's nice to meet you.
On the other hand, there's Hisato Yasui. He's a classmate of mine that transferred to my branch. In contrast to me, he's great with customers and his performance is great too.
Wow! If you're here, we can rest easy. Leave it to me. I'll get a bunch of contracts from here on out. You sure are reliable. Our business isn't quite up to par yet, so please set an example for everyone.
My boss had the highest expectations from the start. Yasui had good relations with other coworkers, and from the first day of his transfer, Yasui had smoothly integrated into the group and blended in an instant. And just as expected, he had the best performance. He ended up securing himself in the #1 slot. Wow, Yasui-kun! You're amazing! How did you manage to get so many contracts?
I do whatever it takes to make them sign. Can you make what the customer thinks is good for them seem true? What?
That seems like you're taking advantage of the customers.
It's not taking advantage, it's a different outlook. We work in sales. Our whole job is to get contracts with customers.
Yasui's the type to take a results-oriented approach. One day after work, I was cleaning the office and Yasui came up and talked to me.
What the heck? Did someone ask you to clean?
No, it's just because it was dirty.
Will cleaning the office get you a contract? Stop wasting your energy on pointless things. Let's get out of here.
Huh? Yeah. I was flustered and trailed after Yasui.
Thanks for all your hard work.
The old man greeted us with a smile as we were leaving. This is Shingo Majima, the security guard. Thanks to you, too.
Sakurai-san, you're always so energetic. That makes me happy.
I could say the same for you. I liked Majima-san. He's always smiling and nice to others. Yasui, on the other hand...
Call him security all you like, but he's just an old man the company is wasting money on.
Yasui spoke with venom. Yasui! How could you say that?
What? It's the truth. How could an old guy like him be of any use? We had tougher guys at my old branch. We hate useless people.
Yasui! That's enough!
Hey, it's okay, Sakurai-san. You could say I'm just standing around.
Yasui is probably the best performing employee, but he's the type of person to mercilessly eliminate anything he thinks is worthless or incompetent. On another day, sometimes we end up on the same street, so Yasui and I were walking to work together. We saw Majima-san picking up trash around the building.
Good morning.
Ah, good morning.
You sure are carefree, doing nothing but picking up trash.
Yasui!
Hey, it's alright now. You really don't have anything to do except stand around and clean. Hey, Majima-san? Yes? What is it? This isn't an old folk home. A security guard is supposed to protect and guard the company, right? If all you can do is clean, then go volunteer at the park and clean up there.
Hey! Cut it out already!
Thank you for the advice.
Majima-san didn't have any comebacks. He just smiled from beginning to end. Even with that said, Yasui's words were just too awful. But no matter how many times I told him to stop, Yasui took it too far and antagonized Majima-san. I realized that Yasui only tries to one-up Majima-san when I'm around, so I stopped meeting up with him coming to and from work. On one night, these things continued.
Hey, you heading out?
Yasui! I ended up encountering Yasui by chance.
Good work today.
As usual, Majima-san greeted me with a smile. Same to you.
What a carefree geezer, standing around with nothing to do.
There you go again with that! Yasui headed out of the building. I apologized to Majima-san and chased after Yasui. Just because you're tired from work doesn't mean you can say those things to Majima-san.
But it's true. We work our butts off while that incompetent fool gets to stand around and do nothing.
Majima-san works hard through the night!
You sure have a soft spot for him. That's why you'll never beat me.
Yasui looked down on me as he said that.
Hey!
A big, burly man suddenly called out.
Hey! You remember who I am? Huh?
The man crept up to Yasui.
You brat! You deceived me! Wait, what are you talking about? You're full of lies! Insurance won't pay a single cent, will it?
Huh? Insurance money? Is he one of Yasui's clients? What's going on?
It's just one thing after the other.
After hearing his story, it seems like the man got caught up in Yasui's sales pitch and put his son on his life insurance. Then recently, his son got hurt on the job and was left with a serious injury that had permanent damage. He was told that he would have millions of yen of insurance coverage, but it wasn't true. As the medical bills piled up, so did their hardship. He called the insurance company, but they just sent him a notice saying the contract was canceled. The reason for that was
Failure to declare medical history? If you had a medical history of a hernia, you won't be covered? You never said anything about that!
the man grabbed the front of Yasui's shirt.
You just say what the customer wants to hear! That's the same as deception! It's not like that! I'm sure I told you that I was worried about my son because he has a weak back, and you told me not to worry and it'll be totally fine! No, I mean, if his back hurt just a bit, there was no need for worry! I don't understand the details of what happened between the two of them, but if they were talking about back pain, Yasui should have checked for medical history. Even if he didn't have it, Yasui should have explained everything to him. Don't mess with me! The man raised an arm and was preparing to hit Yasui. Just when I thought this was getting really bad. Stop at once. Please, release him. Get out of here, old man! Not a chance. You looking for trouble too, old man? The man reached out his arm towards Majima-san. However, Majima-san grabbed that arm and swiftly brought it behind the man's back. I don't know the details, but if you resort to violence, you'll be punished. Once he saw the man calm down, Majima-san released him. If you have any complaints about how things are done at this company, leave it to the police or city officials. This isn't a request as a former police officer, but as a senior in life. Huh? Police officer? Yasui-san? Yes? I won't say anything about your beliefs or how you do things. However, if you got a client roped up in a contract through illegal means, as a former police officer, I can't let that go. You understand? I understand. You understand as well? Yes. Thanks to you, I've calmed down. That's good. It's bad to get caught up in fleeting emotions. There's no reason for someone like you to have such a bitter experience. Wouldn't your son be sad if you ruined your life? I was out of control. I'll do as you said and fight the right way. As he said that, the man turned around and left. Yasui lost the strength in his legs and slumped to the ground, unable to move. Later, just as Majima-san said, the man initiated a formal lawsuit with the company. The man's claim was accepted at the first trial, and the company did not appeal. In the end, the man was able to pay using the insurance money. And Yasui, whose pushy business methods up until now were revealed to the company, went from the top salesman with a bright future to the non-compliance problem child. The man who only cared about performance no longer had a place in the company, and he left before a year was up. Me, on the other hand, I've started climbing the ladder and got a better performance. Recently, I got promoted. But actually, half of that is thanks to Majima-san. He has many connections and has introduced many clients to me. People have various backgrounds in the years they lived, and have something that you don't have. You'd have to be a very powerful person to look down on others and toss them aside to live on your own. Maybe Yasui didn't have that capability.
I'm Fuyuki. I'm currently dating my coworker from my workplace, Aya. Aya is a superb beauty and is a great worker too. There were many men in my company, from coworkers the same age as me to my superiors, who were after her. Just when I was thinking that I wanted to confess my love to her before anyone else got her first, it was Aya who said,
I feel at ease when I'm with you, Fuyuki. Hey, wanna date me?
What? Really? Are you sure you're fine with me? Thought I was in heaven when she told me that. although my jealous coworker did tell me that I should stay away from her for some reason. But thanks to Aya's support, I did well at work. And when I introduced her to my parents, they teared up with joy. They blessed us and was positive about us getting married. I thought that my life was going uphill. Then one day, Aya had a troubled face at work. What's wrong?
Some of my coworkers are leaving me out. There's a girl who's acting cold towards me.
Apparently, there were times that Aya was the only one who wasn't invited to the coworker gathering of girls the same age as her. And sometimes they even ignored her when she greeted them. She was being bullied. Were they leaving her out just because she was cute? And I couldn't forgive them, so I talked to my superior about it. At the end, the girls who were bullying Aya was scolded by their boss. I think some of the girls found it awkward to stay in the company and went on to quit their job. Well, it's their own fault for making my precious Aya sad. Because of that incident, Aya became more and more clinging towards me. And even during lunch break and after work, she was always by my side.
Hey, why don't you come to my house next time? I want to introduce you to my parents.
Really? I would love to. I'll go in my best suit.
Gosh, you don't have to try that hard. Just come in your everyday clothes. You look great in anything, Fuyuki.
That weekend, I went to Aya's parents' house. In that splendid house of hers, there waiting for us was her mother, who looked just like Aya, and her father, a thin, earnest-looking man. The two seemed to be watching over me very carefully and asked me questions such as, how old are you? Are you really single? And Aya, are you sure about this guy? Couldn't help but feel slightly uneasy after hearing such questions.
I'm sorry, my parents were annoying and persistent with the questions. I have an older brother, but I'm the only daughter in this family, so they're sometimes overly protective about me. I'm really sorry. You must be tired.
Nah, I totally understand that they'd be extra careful about their precious daughter. Either way, I hope they like me.
It's fine. You're a man who's too good for me. Have confidence.
Because Aya looked at me with her cute face and showed me a huge smile, I was head over heels for her. I want to get married to her quickly. Oh, but we have to have a family meeting before that. Maybe I can reserve an expensive restaurant by a Japanese garden so that we can watch the autumn leaves while our family enjoys the meal. Even after that, we spent our lovey-dovey days together. That day, I had just finished a huge project that I was in charge of, and was out on a trip at a hotel by the beach with Aya in celebration of the project's success. We were spending a luxurious time at the beach as we flirted together as always. After we hung out for a while, Aya went to the beach cafe to take a rest. I went out for another swim in the sea in front of the cafe. After that, I headed back to the cafe that Aya waited at, but...
Ah!
I heard Aya scream. I pushed through the crowd and ran towards the cafe. Standing there was the cafe waitress who had turned into a furious monster, and Aya who laid on the sandy beach with an arm all covered in red. She get injured? Aya, are you okay?
This person suddenly...
What? Is this ketchup?
Who are you? What do you want? Why would you do such a thing? You forgot already after doing such a terrible thing? You scum!
Hearing the angry shout, many people gathered to watch. Slightly panicking, I went in between the waitress and Aya.
You're this woman's current boyfriend, right? I saw you talking to her just now.
Yeah, I am.
What an awful woman. You stole my older sister's husband and dumped him, and now you're with someone new already? My older sister got a divorce because of you, and now she's a different person. She's depressed and gloomy and won't come out of her room, and yet you ran away without apologizing. Disgusting, really. I really have no idea who you are, but you're mistaking me for someone else. Let's go, Fuyuki. We don't have time for this weirdo.
Aya pulled my arm. She was correct. If we continued staying close to this weird woman, we didn't know what she would do next. With that, I tried to leave as well, but...
Are you running away again, like you did back then? Hey, boyfriend, listen to this and you'll realize that woman's true nature.
Saying that, the waitress pulled out her phone out of the pocket of her apron. As she played a certain audio, I fell into shock and was unable to say anything.
So you knew that he was married, but went and seduced him, yeah? Because he said that he'll increase my salary if I go out with him. It's not that I seduced him first, so I'm not wrong. It's all your fault that my sister is crying every day. So what? Kazuyo picked me over your sister because she wasn't as attractive as I am. It's her own fault for being ugly and introverted. I paid the alimony, so stop bothering me. Ugh, you two sisters are so annoying.
The voice from that audio was no doubt Aya's. Aya's face turned pale blue and she was shivering. According to the waitress, Aya became the lover of her boss at her part-time job when she was a student. However, that boss was married and his wife was this waitress's older sister.
This woman seduced my sister's husband, even though he had his wedding ring on. On top of that, when we found out about her adultery, she went crying to her parents and had them pay for the alimony. She didn't apologize once and ran away. Oh, you coward!
I see. That's why your father was worried and asked to make sure I was single many times. As I murmured that in a slight daze, Aya gasped and said,
No, everything she's saying is a lie. It's all made up.
And claimed that she was innocent. I was so hurt that I was barely able to stand upright. I shook Aya off and went back to the hotel. With that, I took my bags and went straight home. When I told my coworker about it, he sighed, saying, "That's why I told you that you should stay away from her." Aya and I are from the same university, and I heard about that rumor before. It was quite a famous story, so there were some people in this company who knew about it too. Oh yeah, the girls who quit the company who are around Aya's age also knew about it. I think Aya went after you because you didn't know about her past. She used to say that her dream was to marry a man who loved her unconditionally, quit her job, and did live an easy life as a housewife. You should have told me. You didn't have the heart to listen back then, did you? That was very true. Love is blind. I guess it was my own fault. After that, I had tried to cling on to me, but because I continued to ignore her, she went crying to our boss. After getting the boss on her side, she started picking on me using him. I see, so this was her true nature. I was tired of everything and decided to quit the company. Aya said some shitty last words saying, "Never show your face in front of me again," before I left. But even Aya, who lived life getting away with everything, had karma hit her back. A video of the incident that occurred at the beach spread all over social media. I guess one of the bystanders uploaded it online. It was uploaded as a video titled "Ketchup Woman," and although her face was covered, people who were acquaintances would have realized it was her at one glance. She was whispered and talked about at work as the cheater and the devil who seduces men. And even her boss started acting cold towards her. She escaped that environment by quitting the company. After all that, she went to her parents for help, but the video had spread rapidly that even her neighbors knew about it. "The rumors don't stop because you're here! Never come back again!" With that, her own parents cut ties with her.
Fuyuki, I'm sorry. Let's get back together. Hey, can I live with you? I have nowhere to go. I can get married to you if you want.
I got a call from her saying such nonsense, but I hung up after saying, whatever. I guess I'm really not a good judge of character. Luckily, the next place I started working at was a company of mostly men. I think I'll stay here for a while and heal my scars. I wonder when I can get married. Jeez, women are really scary. I'm Yu Tanizaki. I'm 35 and single. I worked as a system engineer for a tech company for 7 years. I started my own business 5 years ago. Right now, we run and operate a matchmaking website. One day, on my way home from work, I saw this homeless guy sitting on the streets. I knew him. Aizawa, right? Oh, Tanizaki, hey! He recognized me too. He started crying. I started my own business, but everything went down the drain. He was always good with people. He was way more talented than me. I never thought I'd see him like this. I guess you never know. All right, man. You need a job? Come work for me. I gave him a job and a place to stay. He was a brilliant guy. He got along with my colleagues too. He was a good friend of mine, so I was glad I could be of help. Hey, I finished the list of new users for this month. Wow, that was fast. Thanks, man. Of course. It's the least I can do. Plus, I want to start my own business again in the future, so... He was really motivated. I put him in charge of all kinds of projects. Soon, he was overlooking most of the projects in the company. Then, a few months later, something happened. One day, I got into a car accident. I had to be hospitalized for a month. Even after I got out of the hospital, I took it easy for a while, but I had no idea what was going on the inside. A strike? Yeah, we're all gonna go on strike, unless you agree to our terms, said Aizawa with a cold look in his eyes. It was clear that everyone was on his side. I didn't even know what to say. While I was away, he got everyone on his side. I also found out later that he was spreading all kinds of false rumors about me. He told everyone that I was a cold-hearted man who abandoned his wife and kids. He even said that I made them pay for my debt. Needless to say, those were all lies. I mean, I ran a matchmaking website. Why did they even believe him?
Sir, you're bringing down our reputation.
We're gonna go with Aizawa. We don't need you anymore. Hold on. What are you saying? Listen to me. Then Aizawa slammed the table. I didn't know what to say. So, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna meet our demands or no? If they went on strike, the website would go under in no time. I couldn't let that happen. What is it you want? Easy. You leave the rest to us. You can keep your name, but we'll be making all the decisions from now on. What? You mean... Yeah, you're fired. Where did it all go wrong? I was angry and confused. I had no choice but to agree to his terms. I packed up my things and went home. I was this close to losing my mind. Was he planning this all along? Why would he do this? But I wasn't done yet. I had to do something. I looked into him to find out what he was up to before I ran into him in the streets. Turns out he was married once. He married some rich girl, a daughter of a big company. He even had a child with her, but he abandoned them a few years ago. How could he say all those terrible things about me? He's a good liar, I'll give him that. But still, why did he need to bring me down? A few months later, I contacted his ex-wife.
Izawa. He was a terrible man. He cheated on me countless times, and he was up to his neck in debt.
He was in debt? Looks like all those things he said about me, it was all him.
He's a sociopath. He can't stand being looked down on. He'll do anything to come out on top and get what he wants.
She told me he'd even try to take over her father's company. He was a troublemaker. Plus, I want to start my own business again in the future, so... That's what he said. It was all a lie. He just wanted to take over my company. I told his ex about what happened. She sympathized with me.
If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
I decided to take action. When I started my company, I built the user management system myself. I created a backdoor in the code to make things more efficient. A backdoor is like a secret tunnel that lets you control a program from outside. I used the backdoor and snuck back into the database. Then I froze the system. I could hear them panic, literally. What's going on? They were right to be worried. Their whole system was down and nobody knew why.
Okay, now!
Let's go! We opened the door and went inside. Aizawa was flipping out. What is this error? Find out now! Hurry up!
We're working on it! Stop yelling!
Aizawa and his employees were fighting. I just stood there and watched them. Then they noticed us. Aizawa too. He froze up. What are you doing here?
Lying to people to get what you want. I guess you haven't changed a bit. Pathetic.
The employees started talking.
You abandoned your wife and child, and you run a matchmaking website? Give me a break!
The employees started talking again. Aizawa was done for, and his ex kept going.
Oh, by the way, I told the loan sharks where you are. Better get your things and run.
Ah! Aizawa was screwed. I walked past him and went to the nearest computer. Let me see. Sir, thank you. I fixed the error and the system was back up. Everyone seemed really relieved. Glad that worked. Aizawa went missing after that. I heard the loan sharks are still looking for him. And so I was back. I finally got my company back.
The employees apologized to me over and over again for believing Aizawa. They started working even harder for me. After a storm comes a calm. Aizawa caused me a lot of trouble, but our company was stronger than ever. I guess you never know what life throws at you.
My name is Mina Suruta. I'm a businesswoman. Most of the employees are men, and less than 10 women are working with me. I'm the only female working in the sales department. I used to work in the office, but was offered a chance in the sales department a few years back, and I've been working there ever since. I work with clients that I've known from when I was in the office, and although there are some obstacles, I feel like this job is rewarding. Many of the other employees helped me out. But there was this one guy, Sano. He was a real pain in the ass. Sano was 4 years older than me, and he had the best work performance. He was also handsome, so I liked him back when I worked in the office. However, now that I work directly under him,
Hey, Mina, a client's never going to like you if you look so unfriendly, you know? Come on, smile. You're a woman. Flaunt it. Use it to your advantage for once.
what do you mean? You're being inappropriate. I could sue you for sexual harassment.
What? You think you could talk back to me like that? Do you know how many people were scared of me back in the day? I have 50, no, more like 100 men at my beck and call. If you make any more cheeky comments, you don't know what might happen to you on your way home at night.
Why does he have the top work performance in our department? I'm so sick of the way he tries to act almighty. Ugh, I want to punch myself for thinking he was handsome even for a second. I tried hard to shake off what Sano had said to me, and I left the office with a colleague to get some new clients. Yoshida is a junior colleague and is on the quiet side. He's diligent and he looks up to me. However, his work performance hasn't been that great lately, and he gets scolded a lot. I wish I could help him get a deal to impress the bosses. One day, I began to feel like luck was on my side as we visited a company. The guy who came to talk to us used to go to the same high school as me. He remembered me and said,
This is just what I was looking for! I know that I can trust you, and your colleague seems like a nice guy too!
He decided to sign the contract with us. We went back to the office to make a report, but the manager was away on vacation. I had forgotten he said he would be gone for a week. Yoshida and I decided to prepare the paperwork and sort out the arrangements. But then...
What is that? Wait, is that... You got the contract with Manwa? How did you trick him into signing the contract? He's so difficult, everybody who tried has been sent back empty-handed!
Well, when Yoshida and I went, he just smiled and agreed to sign it.
Huh. I see. So Yoshida's in charge of this one. Hey Yoshida, give me those papers. I'll take over from here. What? Sir, please don't!
Sano, how dare you ask him that? It's so dirty of you to try to take his accomplishments. We got the contract because Yoshida worked hard to perfect his presentation.
You think I'm stealing his job? No way. I'm just scared that you guys will mess it all up. I have to take over to make sure the client sees that our company is reliable. If it goes well, you can try the next time. Okay, Yoshida? Nothing good comes from going against me. I used to be the leader of a motorcycle gang. I'm brave, and I have a lot more charisma than both of you. So come on, be smart, and do the right thing, Yoshida.
No way! Yoshida and I will make sure we make no mistakes. Sano tisked at me, looking extremely disappointed.
Fine, whatever.
He said as he finally left us alone. However, we soon found out that he hadn't given up at all. A few weeks later, Yoshida suddenly took a few days off. I knew something was off, so I called him.
I can't do it anymore. Mr. Sano keeps giving me crap about the new client. How I'll never get it right, how the company's reputation will get ruined if I fail, how I'm going to take responsibility when I screw up. He nags me all day long. I can't get Mr. Sano's voice out of my head. Every time I try to go to work, I get stomach aches. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I think I just really need a break.
Sano! I was furious. I went to Sano's desk to protest. It was unbelievable. Sano had already taken Yoshida's papers. He was calling our client to tell him he would be taking over. I called the CEO of Manwa Company, but
I heard about Mr. Sano taking over. He said Yoshida was sick. I hope he feels better soon.
Sano had already talked him into it. When my boss came back,
I heard that Sano is doing a great job after Yoshida irresponsibly left.
given this situation, I couldn't say much more because it could cause more trouble for Yoshida. I was so frustrated, but the clients always come first. I couldn't do anything to cause trouble for them.
You do know how to check delivery dates, right? If you don't, you should let me know. I care a lot for my fellow employees. I'm willing to help you anytime.
I felt like punching his cocky smile into his skull, but I did my best to fight my urges. A few weeks later, we finalized a deal with a client. Sano invited everyone for a good job party at an izakaya.
Yeah, guys! Good job! Manhwa Company is going to give us another job! We did it!
Everybody was worried about Yoshida, who hadn't come into work in a while. However, since Sano had our bosses on his side, we all knew there would be consequences if we didn't go to the party. Nobody wanted to be there, so the party was far from lively. Sano started to get upset at everyone's attitude.
Hey, where's the energy? We did a good job! Aren't you guys happy at all?
We're happy that the job went well. We're just worried about Yoshida. We feel bad about him.
Huh? Seriously? You're gonna bring him up now? You shouldn't waste your time on such a weakling. It's called survival of the fittest. He's too soft. He'll eventually disappear from this industry anyways.
How can you say that? You're the one who used dirty methods to push him over the edge. You shouldn't. But before I finished, Sano poured his beer all over my head.
Drink it! It's a beer shower to celebrate our accomplishments. Come on, drink the beer.
I could see everybody sitting there, stunned. A waitress brought me a towel to wipe my hair, but I couldn't wipe off the rage fuming inside of me. You messed with the wrong person!
Huh?
I said, you messed with the wrong person, you useless piece of crap! You want to know what I believe in? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth! I always pay back what I get. You better brace yourself.
Huh? What? Hold on. Ah!
I grabbed Sano's shirt collar and lifted him up off the floor. His face lost color and he looked terrified as he hung there, swinging back and forth. I pulled his face closer and poured my beer onto his head. Sano hung there helplessly as he started to shiver pathetically, probably from fear. You said it's eat or be eaten, right? The weak are meant to disappear, right? So let's see if you are meant to survive or if you're meant to be beaten to a pulp!
No! Stop it! Stop it! I'm sorry! I really am!
Boss, please don't do it. You said you were going to become a better person. If this guy did anything to anger you, I will hit him for you. Please don't get your hands dirty over some scum.
Did she say boss?
I recognized her the moment I stepped into the izakaya. She used to be one of my crew back when I was a motorcycle gang leader. I was the 16th generation leader of Minadora, known as Sonic Speed Mina. Yo, Sano. You said you used to be in a motorcycle gang. You would have heard of my name if you were in a gang. Tell me, which gang did you belong to?
No, it's not true. It was all a lie. I made it all up. I wasn't part of a gang. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied. Please don't hit me. I'm so scared.
I'm not the one you need to apologize to.
Who?
Yoshida, you idiot! Kneel and put your head on the ground. Apologize as if your life depends on it!
Yes, ma'am!
After that, we made Sano apologize to Yoshida over a video phone call. Everybody took out their phones to record Sano's humiliating apology. I reported everything that happened to my boss. He seemed to take it hard. This acted as a trigger.
Mr. Sano once took credit for the deal I had worked hard for.
Me too. He did it twice to me.
We found out that Sano had forced many other victims to pass on their work so he could get credit for it. Our boss lost trust in Sano. He left the company the next month. I guess he couldn't take it anymore. He's having a hard time finding a new job since the video of him apologizing at the izakaya was posted online. I heard that he's becoming a day laborer and is barely holding his life together. It serves him right. I thought I would get some kind of punishment, but instead...
Thank you for showing me what kind of person he was. I'm so sorry for not seeing it sooner.
My boss apologized to me, which was unexpected. Oh yeah, Yoshida came back to the company after Sano left. He looks so much happier and seems to be enjoying work every day. His work performance has improved a lot since he came back. I guess I gotta step it up so he doesn't beat me.
I'm Motoki. I'm a middle school student. I'm just another face in the crowd. My childhood friend Kento is in my class, but ever since we got to middle school, I haven't heard him speak a word. Because of his family situation, Kento has lived with his grandma since 5th grade. He's gradually turned more into a delinquent. The way he looks and talks is scary, so he just stopped talking. I had other friends in my class, so I had no problems with my school life. One day, I fell in love at sight for the first time in my life.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mari Shinohara.
The class started to stir at the sight of the new transfer student. Shinohara is a super hottie, but everyone froze when they saw her leg. For some reason, she had a prosthetic leg.
When I was small, I lost my leg in an accident. I don't even remember having it. I'll try hard to not be a nuisance, but if I am, I'm sorry in advance. I'd be happy if we could get along.
Shinohara was soon surrounded by the class. Even though she lost her leg during her childhood, you almost wouldn't be able to tell at a glance due to her behavior being so natural. It was as if she didn't care about having a prosthetic leg. But when it came to stairs or PE, it seemed impossible for her to move like the rest of us. I've seen that sad smile on her face many times. Every time a classmate lends a hand, she's always certain to give them a cute smile as thanks. Everyone gradually started wanting to see Shinohara smile, so they started helping her more.
Shinohara-san, I'll carry that for you.
But this is my duty for the day.
It's fine, I'll do it. You just take a seat.
Thank you. Sorry for always causing trouble.
Shinohara isn't just a pretty face. She apparently lives in a mansion and is loaded. The girls she brought to her house to hang out were in awe. Since she didn't show off that she was rich, that also left a good impression on everyone. There were some girls that thought, "Who does she think she is?" or "Get off your high horse." Kento and his delinquent group thought she was annoying. "She's been spoiled to hell." Shinohara was guarded by the girls that loved her, so the days went by peacefully. That day I gazed at her from afar, thinking how cute she was. Everyone was staying after school to prep for the cultural festival. But there was an unexpected happening. Shinohara was sitting on the floor making a poster. But when she went to stand up with a bucket of paint in her hand, maybe it was because the bucket was heavy, but she staggered. And she accidentally got paint on a girl next to her.
Chia-chan, are you okay?
But only a little bit of paint got on her. All thanks to the guy who caught the paint bucket in midair. They were able to avoid being covered in paint. But the one holding the bucket was Kento. With an incredibly annoyed look on his face, he looked at the girls, then glared at Shinohara.
Sorry,
Hey, you with the leg! You shouldn't be carrying heavy stuff like this! Think a bit, would you?
But I don't want to be a burden, so I want to do things by myself. But this accident went and happened. I'm sorry.
Huh? You don't want to be a burden? If you can't do it, then don't! Leave it to someone else! You're dumb as a box of rocks! Kento said that and left. He's scary as usual. Shinohara was frozen in shock, and the girls around her were angry. When the teacher came, things sort of settled down. But after that, whenever Kento shows up to school, the classroom is tense. What a horrible atmosphere. That day, I went home immediately since I'm part of the Go Home Club. Huh? Kento? I saw Kento sitting on a park bench when I just about got home. He was looking beat up like he had gotten into a fight. It looks like he's in pain. Whoa, he's bleeding! And he looks like he's about to topple over. Just as I was about to rush to help him, a car stopped in front of the park. And when I saw who got out of the car, I stopped.
Kento-kun, are you okay?
It was Shinohara. She ran up to Kento with all her heart and soul. Shut up! Don't get involved! Get away from me!
But you're bleeding.
Didn't I say shut up? Dang, you're annoying! Get out of here!
Didn't you tell me to leave it up to others? I'm aiming to be a nurse. I even brought a first aid kit.
Your clothes will get dirty.
Please be quiet.
Kento got quiet.
I've been wanting to thank you since the paint incident. Thank you for helping me. And scolding me. I thought since I had this body, I had to do my best or everyone would get tired of me and started to hate me. But that's not the case. It's okay to rely on others. You helped me realize that.
What's with this rom-com development? I stared at them with my eyes wide. Kento clicked his tongue, but he's fully accepting Shinohara's help. If they leave together, it'll definitely be a rom-com. That's what I thought, but yay! Kento walked home and Shinohara left in her car. After that, it didn't seem like they were close at school. Maybe I still have a chance. But my ounce of hope crumbled the following week. That day, we went mountain climbing for our extracurricular class. It wasn't a steep mountain, so Shinohara joined us and used a cane. I got lucky and was put in the same group as Shinohara. We didn't talk, but I was super happy just to be close to her. But when we got close to the top, thunder started to rumble, and it suddenly started pouring rain.
Listen up! There's a red spot with a roof up ahead, so go quickly!
After our teacher told us this, everyone started frantically running. I started rushing for the rest spot too. Shinohara, who was walking in the back of the group, let out a small shriek and fell. Since she was trying to protect her prosthetic, she ended up hurting her other leg. She looked in pain and couldn't stand up. I rushed over to her, but I didn't know what to do. What should I do? Shinohara-san, are you okay? I'll call the teacher over. Huh? Kento? While I was flustered, Kento suddenly appeared behind me. He looked at Shinohara with an annoyed look on his face. Oh no, is he gonna yell again? But despite my worries, Kento silently turned around and crouched in front of Shinohara. What in the world is he doing?
Hurry up and climb on!
Huh?
Jeez, that prosthetic is annoying. You can't stand, right? I'm giving you a piggyback ride. Hurry up! I'm getting drenched over here!
Okay. Ouch!
Hey, Botoki! Help Shinohara up! If you're a man, you can at least do that much!
Okay. I helped Shinohara get on Kento's back, and he steadily carried her up the mountain path. I glanced at Shinohara's face, and it was beet red.
Jeez. Since your leg is bad, there was no reason to force yourself out here. Everyone, you're always pushing yourself too hard.
Everyone? Ah, you mean your mom?
Shut up! You keep your mouth shut!
Your mom?
Kento's mom's body was weak, and she kept pushing herself. She passed away when we were in elementary school. I see, so that's why you kept telling Shinohara not to push herself.
I see. Thank you, Kento-kun. Kento-kun, since we were in the same group, I decided to come.
Huh? You say that when I'm standing right here? Shinohara looks like a girl that's completely fallen in love. And Kento doesn't look satisfied either. Looks like my first love was over before it even started. After that day, the distance between Kento and Shinohara has obviously shrunk. I've seen many times Shinohara timidly start up conversation, and Kento, although blunt, talk with her. Recently, I've been seeing Kento initiate the conversation.
There you go again, carrying heavy stuff. If your leg breaks, I don't want to hear it. Hand it over.
Yeah, sorry.
Wrong. In this instance, you say,
Thanks.
yeah.
When Kento and Shinohara made it to the rest stop, ever since the girl screamed with excitement, the two of them officially became a couple. Word spread quickly, and they were called the best couple in school. Jeez, smiling with such a kind-looking face. What happened to the delinquent Kento? That's what I want to say, but it's frustrating. But putting aside his looks, his personality really suits him. Kento mellowed out and gradually started being my friend again. It'd be nice if I could be lovey-dovey with a super cute girlfriend. First off, when the time comes, I need to be able to give her a piggyback ride. So for now, I'll start with muscle training, I suppose.
My name is Yuta Motomura. I'm 18 years old and just graduated this spring. Since my father passed away from illness, one of his drinking buddies, a plasterer named Takeda-san, hired me, and now I work as a contractor.
Hey, Yuta! You didn't greet the client that was just here.
Huh? Sorry, I was so focused on watching my senpai's paint that I didn't notice.
It's fine to be focused on your work, but customers don't just look at how well you can build a wall, they look at your character as well. Get it together, would ya?
Yes, sir! Takeda-san's guidance is strict, but I'm prepared for it, of course. I want to work my hardest to use the money I earn to make life for my mom easier. Finally, the first step to showing respect to my mom. The day I got my first paycheck.
Here's your statement. Keep up the good work. Today's your mom's birthday, isn't it? You said you wanted to let your mom eat something delicious, didn't you? Go show her your support.
Yes, sir. When I got home, my mom was making a commotion in the kitchen as usual.
Welcome home. I just got in myself. I'll make dinner soon, so wait a bit, okay?
My mom is forever busy. It seems like her body has gotten smaller compared to the past. I won't tell it to her face, but she's gotten more grays and wrinkles. I understood just how difficult it was to raise a child as a single mother when I started working myself. Economically speaking, it's difficult living in the city, as a single parent and child. My mom worked from morning until night. She did cleaning night shifts, working the registers, posted flyers, and then when she got home, she had to do housework. My mom always put the stuff she wanted to do or buy on hold, and did everything for my sake. Now I wanted to return the favor. I came to talk to my mom, who was bustling about the kitchen. Let's go out to eat for dinner.
Huh?
Let's go to the Manwa Hotel. Didn't you say you wanted to eat at that restaurant at least once? Manwa Hotel stood towering over the other buildings in the city. The restaurant's entrance and interior were decked out with chic furniture. It was overflowing with high class. I was excited at first, but after seeing how fidgety my mom was, I got nervous. I felt we'd definitely stick out like a sore thumb. A staff member noticed us coming in and approached. On the left side of his vest was a shiny gold name tag that had Ikeda written on it. Hello, may I help you? We came here to eat. Ikeda-san looked my mom up and down. He grinned and shook his head. I'm terribly sorry, but I cannot allow that. Huh? But why? We have a dress code here, and your clothes are a bit... By the way, I'm sorry to ask, but what is your budget? Before coming, I took out some money at the ATM. I showed Ikeda-san the inside of my wallet, but he just furrowed his brow and shook his head again. I'm terribly sorry, but you do not have enough money for this restaurant. We offer courses starting at 30,000 yen. 30,000 yen?! My mind went blank. I totally didn't know a mere meal would cost so much money!
Yuta.
My mom gave an apologetic look. I was so frustrated and upset. Even though today was a special day. Even though I wanted to treat my mom to a delicious dinner. Ikeda-san was expressionless. The gaze from other customers was painful.
Hey, Yuta, let's just go home. It is what it is. We didn't know there was a dress code.
I'm sorry, Mom. While we got ready to go home, another voice called out to us.
Excuse me, is there any trouble?
Seems like this is the manager. Ikeda-san gave a light bow and took a step back. This man was older than Ikeda-san and was tall and slim. His nameplate said Moriyama. Well, you see, I was explaining our dress code and their funds are lacking. Yes, that's right. We didn't know. Today's my mom's birthday, so I wanted to use my first paycheck to treat her somewhere nice, but...
Is that so? I understand. Please wait a moment.
Moriyama-san said something to Ikeda-san and made him run to the back of the restaurant. After getting in contact with someone through his headset, Moriyama turned to me and my mom and smiled.
We just got a room opened.
A room?
Just as Ikeda explained to you a while ago, due to the dress code, we cannot let you in. We have an empty room that you can eat in, so if it's alright with you, would you like to eat there?
An empty room? When I turned around, I met eyes with my seemingly worried mom. What should I do? But there's no other place to go if we go out and wander the streets. We'll take it. Just as Moriyama-san suggested, we left the restaurant and walked down a carpeted hallway.
Where in the world are they taking us?
I can't expect much. It's definitely going to be some dark and dank room. Honestly, I completely regret coming here. I was looking forward to today, but I've just been a complete idiot. To think I've made my mom embarrassed and miserable. We eventually got to the end of the hall, and Moriyama-san stopped.
This is the room.
Moriyama-san opened the door. When we took a step in... It was a huge room with one wall being all glass! The wide, bright city was like the shining sea! If I looked far out, I could see the actual sea and ports, and cars going across the lit-up bridge. The nightscape continued to change in the blink of an eye. Could this be the suite? Is it really okay? This room seems expensive. When I turned and asked Moriyama-san, he gave me a smile.
It is our greatest loss that no one can use it. Nothing would make me happier than if customers such as yourselves would use this room to make happy memories.
Moriyama-san bowed his head.
I'm sorry about Ikeda-san earlier. I hope that did not bring you any unpleasant feelings.
No, it's nothing like that.
Please forgive us. Ikeda is a diligent man, but he's too serious with work, and is bad at understanding the feelings of our valued customers. I'll be sure to firmly tell him later.
That reminded me of what Takeda-san said to me. We don't think poorly of Ikeda-san, right, Mom?
Of course. Nevertheless, look at that beautiful nightscape.
My mom was drawn towards the window. When it was just the two of us, Moriyama-san whispered to me in a more informal manner.
Using your first paycheck for your mom's birthday. You truly are amazing. I respect you from the bottom of my heart.
Moriyama-san said that to me with a kind look in his eyes, almost like a dad would have. I had struggles and hardships at my first job, but I felt like I'd been rewarded all at once. Our food was eventually brought to us. It was a deliciousness we've never tasted before, and my mom and I were hooked.
This is delicious. Here, Yuta, you should taste this too. Should I give you half of mine?
I was so happy to see my mom smile. I was in high spirits. We were able to get excited and laugh together, so on the contrary, it was good that we came here. After I finished paying, I realized I hadn't thanked Moriyama-san and the staff until after we had left the hotel. There was no way in any other circumstances that such a high-class restaurant would serve that much food at such a low price. Moriyama-san and his staff kept quiet and gave us service better than I could wish for. 10 years passed since that day. Working as a contractor, I now make a bit more money than the average craftsman. I've been able to put on some nice clothes and take my mom to the Manwa Hotel every year. The first member out of all the staff to come greet us is, of course, Moriyama-san.
Welcome. We were waiting for you.
Next year, I plan to hold a wedding ceremony here with my girlfriend. When the time comes, I will for sure bring up my first night here in my wedding speech. Thanks to Moriyama-san and his staff, my mom and I were able to have a good time, and it's a memory I'll never forget.
I'm Yuto Naruse. I'm 15 and I'm in 10th grade. It's been about 6 months since I started high school, but I still didn't have any friends. Plus, I was having trouble keeping up with schoolwork. Everyone else was so much smarter than me. I probably should have gone to a different school, but it was too late for regrets now. And if it wasn't for her, I probably would have stopped going altogether.
Hey, Yuto, wake up! We got physics next. Get your things ready. We're gonna be late.
I lifted my head up. It was Rina. Wait, what? Crap! Started getting my things ready, but then I realized everyone was still in class. And we had calculus next, not physics. Rina started laughing.
Gotcha.
Her name was Rina Takashita. She was a childhood friend of mine. Both our parents went to the same school or something. I basically grew up with her. She was always playing pranks on me. She was always putting random stuff in my pencil case. The other day, she twisted the saddle on my bicycle so it was facing backwards. And she was always hiding my shoes and stuff. I always told her to stop, but she never listened.
I'm always looking out for you. Learn to take a joke.
It was kinda true. She helped me out a lot in high school. She was smart and had lots of friends, unlike me. I didn't really fit in, but I didn't get bullied either. It was probably because everyone knew I was friends with her. So for that, I was grateful. And to be honest, I didn't really mind. I kind of enjoyed having her around. I never told her that, but yeah. One day we were all out on a field trip. We were climbing this mountain near the school. It was the highest mountain in the city.
Come on, Yuto, keep up.
Rina yelled at me. She looked pretty tired too. We had to climb up 2,000 steps to get to the top. My feet hurt like hell. There was this shrine on top of the mountain. High school students who made it all the way to the top got into the school of their choice, according to rumors. I'm still in 10th grade. Isn't it a bit early to think about college?
Just keep up. Come on.
After about 5 minutes, I was ready to get up. Go on without me.
Huh?
I said go on without me. I don't think I'll make it.
Hey, Yuto. Don't sit down. Keep up.
And I didn't listen. I sat down on the stair.
Oh, Yuto, you're so out of shape.
I looked up at her face. Rina, you okay? You look pretty sick.
Huh? I'm fine. I can keep going. See you later.
Then she started climbing. Something felt off. She looked really sick. Then she started missing classes. First it was 2 days, then 4, then weeks. I texted her, but she said she was fine. But I knew something was up. One evening, my parents told me what was really going on.
We just heard from Rita's mom. She's got leukemia.
When I visited her in the hospital, she was laying in bed. I waved to her, but she looked confused. What's going on?
Who are you?
What? She lost her memory too?
Just kidding.
She looked skinnier, but other than that, she was still the same girl I grew up with.
How's school? You keeping up with classes?
I guess. What about you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I can beat this easy.
Couldn't stand to see her like this. I almost started crying.
Yuto, wipe that look off your face. I said I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Keep it together, okay? Pay attention in class. You better help me catch up with schoolwork once I get out of here.
Yeah, I got you covered. But then, a few months later, Rina passed away. No, this isn't happening. I don't remember much about her funeral. Everyone from class was there, and her mom was crying, but that's pretty much all I remember. I was out of it for a while. I didn't feel like doing anything. I stopped going to school for a while. I just didn't feel like it. Mom and Dad didn't say anything though. Then, about 3 months after the funeral, I got a text. I never got text. Who could it be? What the? I froze up.
Long time no see. How are ya?
Is this some kind of sick joke? Who'd do this? I was furious. Who the hell are you? How can you do this? What's wrong with you?
Oh, you're mad. I get it. But it's me. I'm telling you.
What? I was pissed. I asked a bunch of questions only Rina would be able to answer. But...
The spider gag. I got that back in elementary school. The look on your face when I put that in your pencil case? Priceless!
this person, she answered every single question. Is it really you?
Yes, I told you that. I know you've been feeling down, so just trying to make you feel better.
I don't even know what to say.
Just don't tell anyone about this, okay? If others find out about this, they'll send me to hell.
Okay. I got no friends, so I won't tell anyone. What about her mom? Why contact me?
Yuto, I know you've been skipping school. You gotta stay in school, okay? Promise me.
The next morning, she texted me in the morning to wake me up.
Get up! Go to school! Now! Go!
I felt like she was right next to me. When my parents saw me step outside my room, they looked pretty surprised.
Oh, you're going to school? You sure you're okay?
She texted me while I was in school, too.
If you need any help, just tell me.
Can you help me with my test? Maybe you can take a peek at one of the Smart Kids tests.
Why? I'll just look it up in the textbook and give you the answer.
Then, about 3 months later, she asked me to climb up that mountain. So I went there on the weekends. It was really nice out that day. I was at the bottom of the stairs.
You have a towel? And water?
Do I have to do this?
Yes, I told you. I can't text you forever, so...
Rena said her time was almost up. Soon, she wouldn't be able to text me. After about 100 steps, I was drenched in my own sweat. I wiped my face with my towel and looked around. There were trees everywhere. The sun was still out, but it was pretty dark around me. Can I go home now?
No, you gotta go all the way to the top.
I was in the 11th grade now, so college exams were right around the corner. She told me to climb all the way up to the top for good luck. I wanted to give up, but she kept me going. I was finally halfway there. There was still a long way to go. The stairs seemed endless to me. I was exhausted. I was starting to get dizzy. There was nobody around to help me either. What am I doing? I started laughing. I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life, I thought to myself. Maybe this thing with Rena, it's all in my head. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I should check my phone again. What if this is all me? None of this makes sense. I remember the last time I was here with her. She was gone. Even if I climb up all the way to the top, she won't be there. So what's the point? Maybe I should go home. Then I got another text.
You there yet? Text me once you're there.
I gave up countless times, but Rena kept me going. Then about an hour later, I finally made it to the top. I made it! There was an old shrine there. There were a lot of Emmas hanging in the front. I texted her and told her that I made it.
Congratulations, great job. Now, get an Emma and write your wish on it. Go on.
I turned around and looked down at the city. It was beautiful. I could even see the mountains on the other side of the city. It was so beautiful, I was speechless.
So, how is it?
It's so beautiful. I wish you were here. Then after some time, she replied, I am. Then she stopped texting me. After that, I started studying for college. It wasn't easy, but her messages helped me get through it. I even got into my first choice school. A few months later, I went to Rena's house to pay my respects. I talked with her mom for a while, then went to the altar to pray. Rena, I got into my first choice school. It's all thanks to you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Yuto, there's something I need to tell you.
It's about Rena, isn't it? Not sure why, but the moment I met her, I kinda knew.
See, all those texts. It was me. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. I had a feeling. Then she gave me this notebook and phone.
It was Rena's last wish. She asked me to do this.
The note was full of instructions. What to say to me, how to say it, our childhood memories, things only the two of us knew about. She even had some templates saved on the phone.
She knew you'd be really upset, so...
So she asked you to text me. It really got me through some hard times, but I was worried about her mom. Wasn't it hard on you? Pretending to be Rena like this?
At first, yeah, but she wanted this, so...
Then she handed me a letter from Rena. She started by apologizing about tricking me, then...
I really enjoyed growing up with you, Yuto. But there is one thing I regret. See, I really liked you, but I never got the chance to tell you. Anyways, this is my last wish. Please, go out there and live your life. Go see places, meet new people. And if you fall in love, make sure you tell the lucky girl how you feel.
I couldn't stop crying. Then her mom hugged me. I cried like a baby.
Thank you, Yuto. You really made her happy. Thank you.
I really loved her too. Then years went by. I was almost 30 now. I was all grown up. One weekend, I went to climb that mountain. I climbed to the top and looked down at the city. There was something I had to tell Rena. Hey Rena, I got this girlfriend. She's a colleague of mine, and I'm gonna ask her to marry me soon. We were going out for 3 years now. I was ready to propose to her. Wish me luck, yeah? I'll come back again to tell you how it went. I always came up here to talk to her like this. Rena, thank you for everything. I knew she was still watching over me.